Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Sheila Beela, and I'm coming to you with the review of College Hill Celebrity Edition, Season 2, Episodes 1 and 2. If you like any of my commentary, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. And we are now going to get into this review of College Hill Celebrity Edition. First, it starts out with New York. She comes in. She says she feels like she was one of the ones that put reality TV on the map. When it comes to college, she went to like a community college for about 2 years, I believe. They couldn't really get into the curriculum, and she would say curriculum. They said, "Do you mean curriculum?" That was a whole deal. And then you have Quay. You know how what is it? He's do that ting ting ting. You know him. He did collabs with Mariah Carey, Janet Jackson. He did a whole bunch of Tyler Perry TV shows. And then they have New York and Quay. They want to share a room together. I believe that New York was supposed to originally be with Amber Rose, but they took Amber Rose's stuff out and put it in somebody else's room. Yeah, with Ray J. All right, then you have Orion. He has the baby with Janae Aiko. He did the jumping jacks on the OnlyFans. Y'all see him jumping? Y'all see that man jumping jacks? I ain't got no OnlyFans, and I ain't paying no money to see nobody doing jumping jacks. But they kept showing, I think he did his jumping jacks really well. All right, so now you have Jocelyn Hernandez, the Puerto Rican princess. We know her from reality TV, Steve J, Love and Hip Hop, Child, and everything else she had going on. She said, she wanted to go to college. She felt like she could have been an astronaut or somebody, but she was raised in a ghetto, so she really didn't have all the resources to do what she needed to do. Then they have Iman Shumpert. He comes in and he says, we know him, basketball, NBA with the Cavaliers, and he also was with Tiana Taylor. They're married, they got kids and all of that stuff. Oh, also, what was he on? The Chicago show? The Shy. Yeah, he said he want to learn how to sew. Okay, go and learn how to sew. You got Parker from My Wife and Kids. She was the little girl on there. I forget what her name was. But yeah, and she got a baby. Then you have Amber Rose. She's a model, mother. She did the whole slut walk. She dated Kanye West. Y'all know who Amber Rose is. If y'all don't, y'all can Google her. All right, then we have Ray J. Ray J is back, right? Ray J said, I'm back because he didn't graduate. He didn't. I mean, last time he was here, he was going through a divorce, which it seems like he's been going through a divorce for the last 7 years. But anyway, he said, he got his thinking cap on. He's in here. He's going to go. And they're going to, they're going to get it done, right? So then you have, Tiffany. Tiffany asked Quay, I think it was Iman, if they want to see her fur baby. Oh, you want to come see him? Come see him. Come to find out, it's a stuffed bear inside of a bag that she's bringing on. It's almost like a support toy, a support bear. Because her dog passed away. Her dogder. She called him a dogder. And the dogder passed away. All right. Yeah, the dogder passed away. And yeah, so Jocelyn coming around, she was just like, "Oh, you got a dogger that passed." And well, she didn't say dogger to Jocelyn. She was saying like, my dog passed away, and Joshua was like, "You know what? Y'all people are crazy. Who buys a dog that's gonna die in 15 years?" She was saying where she from in Puerto Rico, the dogs, they stay outside. They treat the dogs like dog and the people like people, right? But anyway, Amber comes in and she sees that her room has been switched. Well, she didn't say that it's been switched, so she sees that her room is with Ray J. She was saying that, Ray J said, I didn't know we was gonna be in a room together. This is like a dream. If he had a perverted mind, he not gonna go there. But he was saying you can have a bathroom, it's cool. You take the bathroom, I'll just do whatever. Amber says she doesn't want to share a room with Ray J, and she says she feels like somebody is trying to set her up. Maybe it's the production or whatever, but it's originally Tiffany and all them. So then they get together, and then they said they're all going to an ASU football game. Everybody is happy. So they get to the game. They get to the school out in Montgomery, Alabama, which they are at Alabama State University. They get to meet the instructors there, and he begins to give them a rundown of of the history of the school in Montgomery, Alabama, talking about Rosa Parks and the civil rights movement and all of that stuff. So now they're at the football game and Parker is looking at the dancer. She said, you know what? I want to be a dancer, one of the stingettes. And Tiffany over there looking at the flag line. She like, tell you know what? I want to be a flag girl, you know? So then you have Jocelyn and you have, Tiffany. So they're together. So Jocelyn wants to do yoga because Tiffany says she's still in grief. She done gained 20 pounds because she's still grieving her doctor. And Jocelyn was like, huh? She said, my doctor is gone. You know, and you know, Jocelyn, she from Puerto Rico. She got that accent. So she thinking that Tiffany is actually talking about that she lost her daughter because Jocelyn was like, man, I lost my daughter. I don't know what to do. You know, she losing a child. So I'm like, Jocelyn really think that she's saying that it's a daughter, but it's her daughter. We'll get there, right? So Jocelyn is just like, oh my gosh, she give her a hug outside and all of that stuff, right? Because Jocelyn is like, man, that's heavy, right? Now you have Quay. Quay is helping Amber out because Quay said he was gonna give up his bed for Amber because Amber don't want to be in a room with Ray J. Amber is giving Quay all these instructions on what to do, how to do it. Quay kind of over it because at this point, Amber is really just kind of telling him what to do. Even though y'all did move this girl bed, and I think that's the main reason why Quay is really just trying to help out because he know originally that was what him and Tiffany did. They didn't move the girl's stuff out. So I mean, rightfully so, you need to put her stuff back or do whatever you need to do to accommodate her. But I was still kind of like, dang, Amber, you doing a little bit too much, even though she really didn't know, but she's still doing too much. But hey, who is it on? Is it on Amber or is it on Quay or whoever the dudes is that's gonna help her get the bed right and move this and move that? So y'all only do what she allow. You can always say you don't want to do it. But anyway, so they're at the table and they're about to eat food and they're all together and they're talking about raw chicken. They don't eat raw chicken and all this stuff. And then Parker says, oh, raw, you know, cooch. Anyway, but Ray J said, you know, I like my chicken well done, but he like his cooch raw. And then Jocelyn said, I know you talking about Princess because you know Princess my girl. You know, that's what you're talking about, right? And then Ray J like, yeah, that's the only person that I'm talking about, my white princess. But Jocelyn said, well, make sure that's what you're saying. You ain't saying nothing different because you need to be talking about princess or whatever. Then it kind of escalates a little bit, gets a little loud. Everybody kind of looking at Jocelyn like, why are you making it a big deal or whatever. But you know, Jocelyn always puts 10 on 20. If we watch Love and Marriage, if we watch Love and Hip Hop, all the Love and Hip Hops, if Jocelyn is involved, it's gonna go there fast. You watch Jocelyn's Cabaret, it's gonna go there fast. If we looked at Jocelyn on the internet, it goes there fast. So everything that she really gets into, it escalates. And a lot of people don't really try Jocelyn too much because they know Jocelyn got them hands. Because we've seen it. You know what I'm saying? Erica Dixon already said she hit like a dude. A dude hit her. So she has dude power in her hands. Anyway, but you know, Ray J, he's the one that's really cool with Jocelyn. So he just kind of calms her down like, yeah, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. So now it's the next day. So they're in orientation, right? So they're in orientation. They're getting their student IDs. Everybody is, you know, pretty much excited to go to school. And the instructor is giving her the speech on what they need to do. You know, she says 0 tolerance, no drugs, no fighting, no alcohol. Tiffany said, so what, can you have alcohol with, you know, caffeine in it? She was like, no. And then Tiffany apologized because she said she's inebriated right now, right? I was like, okay, you go and apologize early. And then they start to talk about, African American history and them having to learn hymns, right? Christian hymns. And this is when Amber Rose exposed to everybody that she's an atheist. So she doesn't have to learn the hymn. I guess it's the hymn that the school that the school, I guess like schools have mission statements, schools, they have a school song, so I guess she don't have to learn it because she's an atheist. But the instructor go ahead and tell them that they need to split up into their groups and outside of Amber because, you know, she's not going to do it. Okay. So now Amber Rose and Orion, they have this whole conversation outside about a little bit more about Amber's upbringing, right? And Amber says, you know, she really didn't know too many people like her that had a black mom and a white dad. And I didn't know that. I was with Orion. I said, your mama white? I mean, your mama black? She really didn't really look. I looked up the pictures and her mama really didn't look black. She make it seem because she was saying like people would look at her and like, why is this black woman with this white girl? Because she said they called her white girl and she had to fight every day and she put a steak knife in her backpack and they called her white girl. She from South Philly and all this stuff. But when I looked at the pictures, dang, her mama looked the same color unless I was looking at the wrong pictures. So yeah. I mean, I didn't get it. For some reason, Amber Rose feel like she the only person that grew up in the ghetto and had to fight every day. But anyway, that's her story and she gonna do whatever she gotta do. All right, so now, as everything goes, you know, Jocelyn ends up, because she ends up talking to Parker because she's feeling some type of way. She was like, yeah, you know, we need to kind of do something for Tiffany because she grieving, you know, her daughter died or whatever. And that's when Parker was like, no, it's not her daughter, it's her dog. She calls her dog her daughter. And then Jocelyn is just like, huh? So she instantly goes in there because, you know, we have Tiffany and Quay. They in there talking because, you know, Tiffany, of course, is talking about her daughter and she's emotional. And that's when Jocelyn comes in and she was like, Tiffany, I kind of feel a type of way because I thought you said your daughter died, not your dog. I'm over here hugging you, thinking that you talking about a real human being, but you sitting over here talking about a dog. And that's when Tiffany was like, Jocelyn, I just want you, you know, this is my feeling. I don't want to eat. I'm grieving. You know, it's really sad. I'm emotional right now and all that stuff. And so Jocelyn kind of calms herself down and she's like, okay, so what do you want me to do? Maybe I shouldn't have said nothing because she didn't think that it would be that personal to Tiffany like that, because she said, like she said earlier, we treat dogs like dogs. We put them aside. Everybody don't do stuff like that for dogs. I mean, my daughter, she loves dogs, child. We have dog birthdays. We have, it's a whole dog thing over here. Of course, I don't treat my dog like he's my kid, but at the same token, I don't want my dog to die, and I'm gonna feed my dog and make sure my dog is good. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand the difference in my dog and my human. But other people thinks differently about their animals. You know, in this case, Tiffany is one of them. But Tiffany is in her feelings. She's asking her to leave. Like, I need you to leave. And Jocelyn was like, well, I'm trying to be cool with you right now, trying to get some type of understanding. But right now, I think you're playing in my face. Then Tiffany starts yelling, please, please, please. I'm like, girl. Tiffany waking up the whole house. Ray J on his computer looking like, what? Iman looking like, what? So everybody like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? Because she hollering so loud, please, 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 waking up the whole house. And Iman was talking to Jocelyn too, because Iman was like, shoot, I thought she was talking about her daughter too. You know, I got kids. I didn't know she was talking about a real daughter because Iman got two girls. And she just like, if anything really were to happen to my girls, it'll be something crazy. So at this point, Jocelyn is in her feelings. Tough. She just like, man, I thought I was trying to, even though she didn't understand Tiffany, she still tried to come to Tiffany like, okay, so what do you want me to do? But Tiffany wasn't hearing it. And now everybody is trying to come at Jocelyn like, you need to respect her. You know what I'm saying? If that's how she feels, that's how she feels. Amber and them saying stuff like that and all that. They coming down hard on Jocelyn. And I just wanted to point that out. Remember that. I want to point that out, that Amber was one of the main ones saying that if that is how Tiffany feels, then we need to respect her feelings, right? Okay, I just want to stick a pin in that because Amber was one of the main ones making it like this big deal that Jocelyn wasn't, I guess, being as understanding as everyone else in the house was, right? So Jocelyn in her feelings, she go to her room and she locked the door. She go and lock the door to the point to where she locks Parker out of the room. And I was like, Jocelyn, you wrong for that. Because if somebody would have locked you out of your room as big as thick as you is, you would have probably tore that door down. But you know that Parker is very timid. She's not as statuesque as you, and she don't fight like you fight. Because from my understanding, Parker has been in abusive relationships. So anyway, allegedly, I believe that's what I heard. But she don't fight. She don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So everybody ain't on your level when it comes to their feelings and their venting and things of that nature. So now everybody is outside. They talking about Jocelyn not having respect. And Parker is like, yeah, she locked me out of the room. So they talking about, Ray J said, we need to have a house meeting because this is not right. Jocelyn just can't really be running around here bullying everybody like that. So Ray J goes to Ray J goes to Jocelyn's room and he like, hey, Jocelyn, because really that's the only one that Jocelyn will talk to is Ray J. So she goes to the room and he's just like, we need to have a meeting because we need to get an understanding of what is really going on with you. Because PP, which is Parker, they said that, you kicked PP out the room, right? So they all get together and they are sitting down and they want to bring Jocelyn to the carpet. So they just trying to figure out how we gonna do this, what we gonna do, what we gonna say, or whatever. So now Jocelyn is there. They're all together and they start to talk to Jocelyn like, that ain't right. Like I said, PP, because when Ray J told Jocelyn that PP said you kicked out the room, Jocelyn gets mad. She comes down with the attitude and they just trying to understand, okay, so Jocelyn, what you trying to do? What do you need to tell us so we can understand you better? Right? So Jocelyn get up. She was just like, oh, okay, so since y'all want to sit up here and talk about me, then she says, and my ex-roommate. And Parker like, ex-roommate? I thought we was for real roommates. And then Jocelyn talking about, yeah, the sneaky fake lady wants to get up here and talk about me and call me, whatever, want to tell the house on me. Now everybody upset. Yeah, we ain't roommates no more. And Parker gets upset, rightfully so, and she storms out. And Ray J over there like, dang, Jocelyn, that ain't cool. You just can't be kicking nobody out the room. You running this thing like it's the penitentiary. You run around here like you can bully everybody. Because also in that conversation when Ray J was talking to Jocelyn, he was telling Jocelyn like, look, everybody knows who you are pretty much. And people are really trying to get an understanding of who you are because a lot of times you will go off on the handle and you will pretty much get to fighting. He didn't really just say it like that. But at the same token, he was kind of saying it. Like you can do a lot. And everybody ain't really trying to step on your toes like that. And Jocelyn, and I actually kind of hate that Ray J told Jocelyn that because to me, it almost feeds Jocelyn's ego as if Jocelyn can do and say whatever she wants to say. And that ain't cool. Now she found herself being ostracized from the group. And that's going to continue to happen on in part 2 of this College Hill Celebrity Edition. So they get into it or whatever. Jocelyn, she storms off and she do whatever she does. And it's really just it's everybody versus Jocelyn at this point. Nothing really got resolved, right? So now it's the next day. I'm going into episode 2. So now it's the next day, right? So everybody is getting ready for school. It's the first day of school. Everybody getting ready and they're showing everybody, right? So Parker, I was like, how did Parker get back in the room? But anyway, Jocelyn tells Parker, go ahead, run along, B. Now go tell everybody that I kicked you out the room again or whatever. So I said, well, I guess they still ain't on good terms. Yeah. Anyway, but Amber is talking about, her being traumatized and she really can't be around Jocelyn, and, her having all this toxic energy and how they are really going to navigate, and she just don't want to be around, she don't want to be around Jocelyn. And then come to find out, Iman has to leave. He said he had a prior engagement and he has to go to Atlanta. And he tells Orion that I need you to hold me down, meaning take all my notes and do whatever, whatever. And Iman is just like, I've been through college before. I understand how it works. Woo to woo, he graduated and all that stuff. But Orion is just like, I don't think that that's cool. I mean, he said he'll do whatever he can, but he feels like Iman should be there because, the first day of school is very important. Me myself, I graduated college and the first day really wasn't all that. They was pretty much telling you, they was really giving out informative information, but it wasn't, they give you the syllabus and all this stuff. It was just a rundown. No real projects really was given, except I'll give y'all an extra 10 points. Y'all bring this syllabus back, signed or whatever. That was pretty much what the first day of school be about. But anyway, so everybody is getting ready to go, but Amber notices that Ray J isn't out, right? Come to find out, Ray J is still asleep. He's sleeping in his bed. Amber goes to Ray J's room and say, hey, you need to get up. We're not going to let you fail. Ray J said, I'm over it. I don't even really know if I want to be here no more. They go sit at the table. Ray J looking like, I'm really ready to go home. I don't know what I'm doing here. As soon as Ray J clocked in, Ray J clocked out, right? So now Jocelyn in her room, she over there keep changing her clothes because she's trying to be fresh to death on the first day of school. I'm like, girl, y'all, you 30, 40. How old are you, Jocelyn? I guess you want to be these. You going to be amongst little kids. Now, what I'm understanding about college, ain't nobody in college doing it. People have on their tennis shoes, hoodies, and sweatpants because that's what I wore. Child, please. Ain't nobody up there trying to be all super cute at school. It's laid back at this point. But anyway, so everybody is getting ready to go. The whole group leaves. The only people that's left is Ray J, Orion, and Jocelyn. And the only reason why Ray J and Orion stayed behind is because they didn't want Jocelyn to be there by herself. So Ray J walks in. He was like, Jocelyn, come on. We got to get ready to go, right? And so as soon as Ray J said, you know what? I'm gone. So as soon as Orion, and Ray J get on the bus, Jocelyn walks out. The bus is leaving. Jocelyn is like, I know they did not. I know they did not just leave me here. They in the bus laughing, Ryan, and they leaving. They laughing. They like, oh, this is too funny. Jocelyn gonna be mad. And then y'all better come back around and y'all better come back around and, on that bus and come get me. So they turn back around. They go get her. Jocelyn talking about this ain't cool. Y'all don't like me. I don't know if they intimidated by her personality or whatever. Child, they intimidated by all of you. Not just your personality, not just your size, not just your tone, girl. It's everything about you. But I really feel like if you give it to Jocelyn the same way she giving it to y'all ain't gonna have no problems. Because Jocelyn needs people to match her energy. And if you match her energy, then she ain't gonna be bullying you. She'll actually have respect for you. It's the people that she really feels like she can run over. Those are the ones that she runs over. But anyway, so they all get on the bus. The first group left in their bus. Now Jocelyn and Ryan and all them, Ray J, they leaving their bus, right? So now they are actually in class. They are in class with real students, right? So Ray J, he in class and he recording the teacher because he said last time when he was in school, he got marked for plagiarism. He don't want to do that no more. So he just trying to get a good note, make good videos so he can go back and, just make sure he doing he getting everything that he need, right? So the instructor starts talking about orator or what does that mean, all that stuff. So Orion, he talks about it or whatever, and then they start talking about singing hymns, right? What does anybody know about the orator? It tells the stories about what happened from the past to the future. And then we all know that this is Alabama. This is a Bible Belt, right? We know that. We know that a lot of Black people are Christians or they're born again believers or however you want to say. If you believe in Jesus Christ, then that's just what it is. And there are a lot of Black people and white people and everybody, pretty much people around the world, and it's not predicated. And I hate that. I'll get there. I'll get there. Because Christianity is not just predicated to black people. It's worldwide now. But anyway, so nationwide, worldwide, anyway. But Tiffany starts singing a song. Let Jesus lead you. Let Jesus lead you all the way. Whatever. So Amber in there, she says she don't want to be up in here because she doesn't believe in Christianity. She says this is because of the white slave masters. They put this on to black people and things of that nature. And then the instructor said, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was. The slave masters did put in Christianity, the Bible, and all that stuff. But this is what I want people to understand. Before, and I don't understand why we don't say this. Christianity is just a term. Everybody have their own whatever for whatever Christianity is. If you do your research, if you read the Bible, do history, then we see that these people were black in the Bible. Can we please note that? White people, the slave masters, they used the Bible and they used it for their own benefit. That doesn't mean that the Bible is bad. It's just that they used the Bible based on what they needed out of it. You know what I'm saying? They used it for what they needed. Just like even pastors today, they use the Bible for what they need out of it. That doesn't mean that Jesus, the Bible, that doesn't mean that that is wrong or bad or anything like that. Even books, even our history books, people go to our history books and they use what they use for to get their points across. Does this mean that God isn't real? Now listen, these are my beliefs. I believe that Jesus Christ is God. I believe that the rapture. I believe all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I believe it all. You know, so if you don't believe it, okay, whatever. That's your belief. But don't knock me for who I am and for what I believe. Okay? So the point I wanted to make is before the Africans were brought over into America and made to do slaverist duties, they still had an innate, they still believed in God. They did. Because they brought a lot. If you do your research, that's where all that hoodoo and all that stuff, that's still spiritual belief. That's still them believing in God. They believed in higher power. They believed in higher sources. They didn't call it Christianity. They didn't. They God. That's what they believed in. So if you do your research and if you really understand it, not just based on whatever somebody done told you, because yeah, they believed in it. It was spiritually, it was innate. Because you cannot tell me that these people did not believe in God, because of the simple fact when Rosa Parks, now this lady done freed all these, now excuse me, Harriet Tubman, when this lady freed all them slaves, and for her to pass out for days sometimes and not now one of them slaves leave and she didn't get caught and she would be sleeping, that ain't nobody but God covering her. You can't tell me nothing no different. Now, if you want to believe something different, then that's on you. But don't knock me for what I believe. And I wanted to say that. I'm going to get there too. Anyway, so Quay, he thrown out. You know what I'm saying? He thrown out. He just like, you know what? I didn't know that Amber felt this way. He grew up in church. His sisters, his mama, you know, whatever. He grew up in church. Then the next class they go into is talking about white supremacy, the institution of slavery. And Amber is happy because she feels like that's right in line with her. But nobody disagrees with you, Amber, because that's what it does. As I was stating earlier, people use the Bible to justify their actions. They do it to justify their actions in Christianity and everything. Everybody does it. Everybody does. Anyway, that's why you have to do your own research. You have to study to show yourself approved, that a workman may not be divided, rightly dividing the word of truth. Okay, I probably quoted it wrong, but you can go look it up. But anyway, they started talking about Tiffany, her fiance is a white guy and all that stuff, and it's uncomfortable in their household because of the simple fact that when they have race issues or intentions, it becomes uncomfortable because you're engaged with somebody that's black. White. She loves him, but they have a lot of different views on things. Okay. And also with Parker, her parents are, I think her mom is white and her dad is black, or yeah, something like that. So she's biracial too. So after they talk about that, Jocelyn they have to pair up with somebody because they do have an assignment, right? And then Jocelyn says that she is an outcast, and she asks questions about being an outcast. Ray J said, "You made yourself an outcast." And then the instructor talks about, when he was going to the school back in the day, or however, everybody had cliques. Everybody was, everybody didn't get along, but they knew that the mission was greater than whatever the clique was, so they pretty much got along to get along to do whatever they need to do to make this movement better. And then after class is dismissed, Ray J, he stays behind, and then he talks about the whole civil rights movement and how he grew up in Mississippi, and his dad marched with Dr. King and all this stuff and all that, right? But now he has been around the Conservative Party, President Trump, well, he's not president, but Trump, Candace Owens, and is it okay to be a black conservative? They say, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Whatever really suits you, suits you. Now it's okay to understand everything, and then you base your opinion. You don't have to be one way. But when you look at everything from all points of view and all sides, then you can make your decision based on what you want to do. That doesn't deem you wrong. That doesn't deem you bad. It's just that I want to know where I fit. Everybody don't fit in the same circle. I mean, it is what it is. But anyway, so after all of that, Jocelyn meets up with Dr. Myers, and she talks about being kicked out of the group. But Dr. Myers, tells her, hey, it's cool. You just stay on point. You just make sure that you're good, and you going to school to learn. You pretty much not going to school for none of them. Don't mess up your place of peace, Now, so after that, I talked about, don't mess up your place of peace and all that stuff, child, because I get to talking, I get to running. And now you have Orion found some students on campus. They're talking about sister locks and all that stuff. And for some reason, Tiffany seems very crushy a little bit. Am I the only one that sees that? But she always brings about his charm and his looks and all that stuff. So I don't know. Now, Tiffany, you just said you had a fiance and he white, whatever. But anyway. So now Ray J, he don't know how to wash his clothes. Amber helped him wash his clothes. So now they're outside, and then they hear the church bell, bells ringing. So Tiffany goes to Amber and says, Amber, are those church bells? And Amber goes off into her tangent about churches, and she don't believe in churches, saying the people there are hypocrites. You got the lady in there screwing up the pastor. She making jokes and she being funny, right? Quay doesn't think that it's funny. He's getting upset and he walks away. Amber brings up the fact about, her being an atheist, the world been here for the 6 billion people, 2,000 years. Just because something hasn't, and then that's another thing too, a lot of misconception. Yes, the world has been here for all these millions of years. If this the Bible doesn't go back 2,000 years. It's just that when something was written, it was written. That doesn't mean, because if you go, it has BC, before Christ. That's well within this entire world. You have ADB. You know what I'm saying? But people, just because something was written 2,000 years ago doesn't mean it did not exist before the 2,000 years. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Just because something was written, it doesn't mean it did not exist. Okay, I just want to put that on the table too. And this is another, when I said I wanted to put a pin in this, because Amber clearly sees that Quay has an issue with how she feels, right? Now, she was just telling Jocelyn, ragging on Jocelyn for not being respectful of Tiffany's feelings. Now, Amber, you're not being respectful of Quay's feelings, and that's not fair. Now, if you want everybody to be treated equally, then it's okay you say your points. But by you digging in and making jokes and doing whatever you're doing, that's not cool, because you want people to respect you. You always bring up the fact that how people didn't respect you and how you grew up fighting and doing this and doing that, but you're not giving people the same opportunity. You're not giving people the same opportunity that you want. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you don't like somebody or you don't agree with somebody, then you can dig and dig and dig at them. But then you take on the defense of somebody else because you just don't like them. I.e., you really didn't like Jocelyn because of what she did to Tiffany. So you feel like you can dig and dig and dig at her, and you want her to respect you. And that ain't cool. So I hope that makes sense what I said. If you want to respect Amber, you have to give it as well. Just don't put a line of respect on what somebody else's situation and you're being disrespectful about somebody else. because you already know how Quay feel. So you ain't got to keep digging and digging and digging. It's okay that you can say whatever you gonna say, but making fun and being not, that ain't cool. And she talking about she was hurt and all this stuff. But like Tiffany said, she probably just church hurt. And that's what a lot of people are. They church hurt. It is what it is. But just because you're church hurt, that doesn't mean that God isn't who God said he is. But if you don't believe in God, that's on you. Child, it ain't for me to make you believe. And I really don't care if you don't believe one way or another, because it ain't gonna do with me. All right. So that's enough of that. Orion, his daughter calls him and he's showing the daughter the room and all that stuff. He's talking about how he was with Janae Aiko. Janae was doing good in her career. Apparently he wasn't, not so much. So he was pretty much taking care of the daughter while Janae was doing whatever she wanted to do. And Janae ended up leaving him for somebody that was bigger than he was. That's pretty much the story about that, right? So then you have Amber, Tiffany, and Parker. They over there trying to say the word curriculum. They saying curricula. Anyway, that's what that was, right? So then it says they all get up, they get ready, they get dressed later on that night because they're going to support the Black-owned business group. Again, Jocelyn is late. They leave Jocelyn behind. Ray J stays with Jocelyn or whatever until she gets ready. The group is over there. They are, the group, they are already over there. And they are, they left. And then they're around the table. Everybody, of course, they talking about Jocelyn and all that stuff right there. And then Quay opens up. He was saying, we have to respect people. We have to be open to what people think, right? Same thing. We have to be open to what the people think. Amber is like, what's up? And then Quay goes into about, he's a Christian. He loves who he loves and all that stuff like that. Amber says she doesn't care. And she goes into her rant. And then she says stuff like, she's been through a lot. Now, whatever she'd have been through, child. And if anybody treat her any type of way that she don't like, then she's out. Quay says she's, you got to forgive. You got to let go and all this other stuff. But Amber's still on it. I don't care. This is who I am or whatever. And again, I keep saying the same thing. If you want people to respect the way you feel, then you have to respect the way other people feel. It ain't cool for you to rag on somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But you want people to respect how you are. All right, so Jocelyn and Ray J, they end up coming. The mood changes. And the mood changes. So they over there, Amber talking about, why are you, Amber, worried about what Jocelyn got on? Just because you want to run around here bald-headed with some big old shades on, that don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? If Jocelyn want to put on 18 different pair of clothes, then let that be Jocelyn. Now you picking. It's like you picking. For whatever reason. I have no idea. You just pick it. Right? So Jocelyn get up. She says she got to go to the bathroom. So then Quay and I think it's Quay and Amber, they get up, they go outside. Then Amber says he has to go to the bathroom. So they in the bathroom. Amber sees Jocelyn, and then they have a talk. They have a heart-to-heart, talking about how everybody knew that Jocelyn grew up poor. If you watch Love and Hip Hop, Jocelyn has a story, and it's really, really sad. She's been through a lot and everything, and for some reason, I don't understand why is Amber the only one thinking that she had a hard come up. This is what I don't get. I'm so confused when she says that. I felt like I was the only one. You didn't give this girl a chance anyway. I don't think you wanted to even, you want to be the only one that had these problems. You wanted to be, because if you didn't want to, you would have been talked to this girl a long time ago. I'm talking about Jocelyn. And so Jocelyn, they come to a point. Jocelyn apologized. They end up making up. Now, Tiffany, she got to go pee. So she go into the bathroom. And they end up talking again. They have this kumbaya moment. Everybody is getting along. Everybody is trying to be more respectful of each other. They're talking, or whatever. So as they're in there, Quay comes by. And Quay like, oh, it's a Destiny's Child group forming in the bathroom. So he gets in there. Everybody's still apologetic. Everybody hugs. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's good, right? So they squash the beef, right? So after they done squash the beef, everybody go to bed. Night, click, click. Lights off. They in the bed. And now Ray J leaves. Ray J said, look, I feel like he said he was the big papa of the group or whatever. He the daddy. He done got everybody on board. Everybody in the squash. Now he said he got to get ready to go to Atlanta. All right, y'all. This Sheila be like, y'all like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what y'all think about the episodes 1 and 2 of College Hill Celebrity Edition. I mean, hey, sometimes it's just better to agree to disagree. Everybody ain't gonna feel the same way. Everybody ain't gonna do the same things. But the point is coming to an understanding. You believe what you believe. I believe what I believe, and we gonna be respectful in that. All right, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.